Hello, my name is Russell Preston Brown from Adobe Systems, and in this tutorial I'm going to discuss how to create an infinite loop of video. And as you can see here, I've placed this infinite loop into Instagram. And I've posted it in Instagram, and as you can see, it seems to infinitely loop around on itself as if the clouds are going on forever. There's no abrupt jump at the end of my video, and that's what I want to display. Let's give this a try. Let's switch right over to Adobe Photoshop, where I've created my infinite loop. Here in Adobe Photoshop, I've opened up this video file that I captured with my iPhone. And of course, I had my iPhone on a really sturdy tripod to capture this time lapse. I'm going to select my spacebar key so you can see my full length of video. As you can see, I have about 8 seconds of video, and that works perfectly for this type of project. So you may need to edit your video down to about that length, especially for an Instagram post. However, keep in mind that you must have your video greater than 3 seconds in length for it to work on Instagram. Now, I need to cut this video into 2 segments so I can create an overlap so that the beginning becomes the end. Sounds crazy. Let's give it a try. I'm going to go to this 2-second point here with my timeline indicator, right there. Then I'm going to go over here to this tool, the Split at Playhead tool, and I'm going to click on that right there. I now have split the video at that point because now I have a 2-second segment and approximately a 6-second segment to the right here. Next, I'm going to move the larger of the 2 segments over here to the left, just like that. And I'm going to move the smaller segment over here to the right. Now let's figure out the logic here. So this point begins where this point ends. It should then loop around on itself. The only thing we're missing is a transition, a dissolve to bring these 2 pieces together. To do that, I'm going to tap on this icon and I'm going to select a fade. Clicking and holding and dragging this down to the top segment, the larger of the 2, and dropping it. Then I'm going to position my cursor right here over the transition, click and hold, and drag the duration out to meet the same length of my lower segment of video right here. So the transition matches the length of the second one. That's it. We're done. I'm going to select my play button right over here. It should now transition slowly, end right there, and then immediately the next frame at the beginning will then match up. So I've now created a perfect infinite loop of video. Relatively simple. 2 segments of video with a transition. My final step for this project to prepare it for Instagram, of course, is to go to the File menu and down to Export and over here to Render Video. I typically will export at full resolution, as you see here, the actual document size, high quality, with the Adobe Media Encoder and a format of H.264. It really works out well. And then I select Render. Of course, I'll save this to my desktop, and then in my case, I'll transfer it to my iPhone, where I can then upload it into Instagram and share it. That's it. You've now learned how to create an infinite loop here inside of Adobe Photoshop for your next time-lapse or video sequence that you want to post into Instagram. Give it a try.